The reality is that until we recognize that we are more powerful and more sovereign than what we actually think from the inside, until we understand that, we give a power over to everything outside ourselves and even to that. When you start to recognize your sovereignty and when you start to recognize your worth, that you are just as important as anyone else, and that you are worthy, and that you in yourself are a sovereign being, even if you don't recognize it, you are a sovereign being. When you start to recognize that you within yourself have certain rights and certain autonomy, and you have certain rights to your freedom, things begin to shift. The problem is that sometimes and often, I'm saying sometimes, most of us go through our life and there's certain areas in our life where we feel powerless, or we think we cannot create change. We cannot change those things. And that space can come from our fear, and that we don't want to get disappointed again by something, whatever. But one of the things that I learned in my life, I was always, particularly when I was young, I gave my power away in so many levels. I felt controlled most of my life, and I felt, I think on many levels, I didn't really think about it like most of us do when we're children, but there was some aspect of the victim. I felt frozen by situations, and so many things froze me. I remember having to try and say no, and I would be frozen by that, to say no and to stand up for my own personal autonomy, my personal rights, and our personal opinion. And thank goodness I've moved through a lot of that. That doesn't mean that I'm immune to certain fears and don't feel at certain times that comes over me.